Hey everybody, it's Greg the Gamer. Welcome back to the channel today. Hey, so, we usually play a game of Hearts of Iron, and typically if you're playing as the Axis, you know that Italy is going to probably get naval invaded by allies and bring down the entire alliance, right? So we already know that. But, what if we made Italy competent? That's the question, right? So what if Benito didn't play second fiddle to Mr. H? What if Benito took the reins of leadership for himself? Let's go ahead and give it a shot. Welcome to Italia. Look at this. We're mean, we're green, and we're ready for great things. So let's take out here. So Italy, of course, we're led by our boy Benito Mussolini. He's the Duce. It's got some modifiers to start out with that are all right. Our economy is in not great shape, nor is our army or air force or navy. So we have things we need to fix. Of course, we started war with Ethiopia, but overall, we're looking reasonable. The problem that the AI often runs into is that Italy ran a little less than stable in most games.
Yep, guess time. Oogaloo!
But today we're going to be taking Italy not only into competency, but to greatness. We'll be contending against the Reich itself, the Allies, and anyone else that gets in our way. Okay, well, let's go ahead and get things set up in Italy here. Just kind of basic setup. We've got 4 research slots here. Let's go ahead and utilize those. We're going to need to build our economy. It's not great right now, but we will improve upon it. So basic electronic engineering here. We're also going to need basic machine tools, construction, and you have a free slot here. Now you can either go with a naval build if you're going to be contending against the Allies in the Mediterranean. It's maybe not a bad idea. Alternatively, you could go into improving your infantry equipment or even your aircraft, though your aircraft are reasonable at this point. I'll leave it up to you, whatever you think's best, but I'm going to go ahead and choose Support Weapons 1. Okay, research is done here. So we do have a few things here going for us here. Infrastructure is a little bit better in some regions in Italy, though worse in others. Let's just go ahead and start building some mills straight out. Just 3 mills, that'll get us started here. As for our mills, let's go ahead and put 10 on infantry equipment here, a couple on support equipment. I know the Italians use the basic light tank chassis. Historically, I'm not really a fan of those. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys like using them as Italy. I don't care for them. So I'm going to get rid of that. Instead, going to go ahead and throw in a line of artillery. And I'm also going to go ahead and throw in some anti-air as well. So we'll want to go ahead and get some factories queued up for those. As for our planes here, we do have interwar, close air, and close air. I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of the interwar and just go ahead and throw that up as such. Actually, let's go ahead and get some fighters going as well. So let's go ahead. They're interwar fighters, but that's okay. We're actually going to be able to improve those pretty soon here. And that's fine. Initial setup isn't that big of a deal. As for Navy here, I do want my larger ships, the Cavore. Yeah, I want these ships out, so let's go ahead and just assign some dockyards, get these ships finished up. We'll potentially need to confront the Allies at some point. Also, we'll get some convoys queued up as well. As for our national focuses here, we're currently at war with Ethiopia. Now, the conventional logic would say, let's go ahead and grab Ethiopian war logistics. This will give us some infrastructure and bases, naval bases in Ethiopia to help with the war. It's not a bad idea. Alternatively, what I'm going to go ahead and do is save my political power for the time being. You'll see soon. So, as for the Ethiopian front, we're at war with Ethiopia. Go ahead and queue these boys up in the north here, and yeah, let's give Ugo the command here, and Let's see, don't want to do that, of course. Let's go ahead and queue them up on the border here, and we'll just go ahead and draw a quick line as well. Same with the south here. Let's go ahead and get them lined up as well. And we'll give that to Messe here. We're going to go ahead and assign a field marshal. Rodolfo's pretty good here. What we're going to do alternatively is we're going to take these units here and we're going to force attack them through this territory here. What we want to do is try to take the north as quickly as possible, to end this war as quickly as possible. Now, if you aren't able to cap Ethiopia quickly enough, there is a mechanic, the gradual war escalation, and as they tick through here, they'll get more support internationally, and there's a chance for Haile Selassie to leave the country, go into exile, and the war will never end. So, unless you cap the Allies. So, not the greatest thing, but we're going to cap Italy, we're going to cap Ethiopia long before then, so won't be a problem. As for the rest of the troops, let's go ahead and we're going to take all our mountaineers, assign them to Ugo as well as to infantry divisions as well. And then the rest can just go on to Messe as well. So we're going to send our entire army to Africa. As for our Air Force, it's pretty minuscule at the moment, but we're going to assign the entire Air Force, which is a heck of a lot more than Ethiopia has, to this airport as well. So we're going to need some resources here, so let's go ahead and get some steel queued up from the Reich. And let's get some chromium from Turkey as well, and some rubber. We're going to be trading a fair amount initially, but that's okay. We'll have plenty of factories here soon enough. So let's go ahead and save our political power, and we're off to the races. And we're starting to push through. Now, as soon as you have all the aircraft assigned to the Etruria here, let's go ahead and assign them as well. Let's set them on close air support and logistics strike. And we'll just get our fighters. They don't really have any fighters, but we'll go ahead and get those up as well. These 3 bombers we're going to assign to the south here. And then we'll assign some bombers here as well, these close air support CAS. And now, fly, my pretties, fly! Also, I forgot to do the setup occupied territory here. We are already occupying Croatia. So I do like to go ahead and set that as we have high compliance to civilian oversight, as well as the Kingdom of Greece as well here. It's going to help us with guns. So, all right, end the Christmas offensive here. So it's basically we're trying to end the war quickly. So I usually choose by any means necessary. It gives us a huge attack bonus against Ethiopia. All right, we're pushing through. All right. Okay, we pushed through here, so I'm going to go ahead and take these mountaineers, and we're just going to see if we can grab as much territory as possible. Success in North Ethiopia here. We've gained some war support, and they have lost some war support. Okay, we're just grabbing as much territory as we can. Currently, we're looking at 69 days until the escalation, so we're doing all right. We're going to go ahead and abandon the naval treaties as well. All right. So we are a little behind time here. I did choose... I should have used my political power a little bit sooner, but that's okay. I think we'll be fine. So we're going to go ahead and justify a goal on Austria here. So Upper Austria doesn't really matter. That will put us the 22nd of October. All right, and Ethiopia has capped before Selassie could leave the country. We have won the war. So let's just go ahead and take everything. Lovely. Let's go ahead and grab. We're going to want to grab these Servizio Informo. Yeah, I don't speak Italian, so apologies if anyone does. So, yeah, G to group into a unit. Our surface vessels. Remember to always separate your submarines. You never want your submarines to be with your surface vessels if you can avoid it. We don't really have a subber, so we'll go ahead and grab this guy. About the best we can do. Alright, so currently right now we are rocking 12th with infantry, which is fine for more of a defensive approach, but we're going to be going to war here relatively soon. Keep in mind the Austrians don't have too much, but it is one of many wars that we'll need to fight to bring glory to Italy. So let's go ahead and get some of these troops here queued up. Honestly, we're not going to be able to do too much at the moment here. We'll just go ahead and assign them here. We're going to put them on low equipment priority, as we are behind on a fair amount of stock, but that's okay. We will catch up here soon. Now that we have a little political power here, let's go ahead and get our army morale expert here to get some ticking army XP. All right, intelligence agency is complete. Let's go ahead and grab Triumph in Africa. It's going to give us some war support and political power. And we do have a little XP here, so let's go ahead and actually update our officer corps here. Let's go ahead and grab professional officer corps, actually. And what the heck, we'll go ahead and grab bold attack as well. We want to maximize our XP as we are fairly behind on a lot of technology, and we want to get our doctrines going as quickly as possible. Alright, we bypassed, so we've completed the Triumph in Africa. Fantastic. So it is June, so we still have a little time before we want to go down to deal with Austria here. So I know typically you would want to build up your industry, and that's great too. But we will have time to do that. Instead, I'm going to go ahead and choose foreign affairs immediately. We want to start ticking down and see if we can grab some territory as quickly as possible before the Allies become meddlesome. Alright, we have a second spy. Let's just go ahead and grab Francisco here. Francisco. And let's go ahead and grab Balkan Ambition. Now that we do have a little political power here, I should have done this a little bit earlier, but you do get tunnel vision in this game. Let's go ahead and grab War Economy. The best economy. Alright, radio's done. Let's grab some range improvements for our aircraft. And let's go ahead and grab flexible organization for our officer corps. Alright, Albanian occupation is complete. Albania yields glorious day for Italy. Alright, justification for Austria is complete here. So let's go ahead and deal with the Austrians. And we're starting to work our way through just fine. We don't have a lot of mountaineers yet, but they're doing the heavy lifting. Eventually, the Austrians will break. As they just have. So let's go ahead and rush as much territory as we can. Alright, we grabbed the supply hub. Let's go ahead and keep on trucking. And let's go ahead and join the anti-Comintern Pact. Why not? And just like that, Austria has capitulated here. So we're going to go ahead and take everything. Fantastic. And the war is sorted. We've done a couple things. One, we've gained a little bit of industry from Austria, but more importantly, we've hurt the Reich. They can't Anschluss Austria, so that's going to hurt Germany early game. We're going to be needing a lot more stuff before we continue our little playthrough here. So now most of these troops are pretty under-equipped, but that's fine. That will be fine. Now that we do have a little XP again here, let's go ahead and see what we want to do for our next focus. Let's go ahead and grab Dalmatia from Yugoslavia. See if they're willing to be generous. And they fold like a cheap suit. So now we've established East Africa here. We have colonial police. Choose the option in the bottom here. It says we have other plans. This will allow us to get a cheaper garrison order. It only works in Africa, but that's fine. So let's go to Tyria, and we can set to colonial police, which increased resistance targeting and requires less garrisons and less guns. Now, at the moment, for our future plans here, we're going to need to deal with a few things. We want to deal with Yugoslavia, Romania, and Czechoslovakia, ultimately to hurt the Reich. Now, currently, if you see, France is guaranteeing Yugoslavia. And, you know, so that will be a bit of a problem for us. As well as Czechoslovakia, but through their focus tree, they will drop those guarantees here eventually, and so we'll just need to wait for that to finish up. As for the meantime, we're just going to keep on focusing on improving our economy and recruiting troops, and finishing up our naval vessels. We're also going to be building some new destroyers and some better submarines. Alright, so now that we have better infrastructure, let's go ahead and get some more mills queued up as well. Alright, we do have a little bit of naval XP now, so let's go ahead and come down here. I like to build some submarines. We'll never really be able to go toe-for-toe with the Royal Navy unless we make some substantial changes rather to our forces, which will take a lot of time. But instead, we're going to fill the gap with some okay submarines at the moment, but we'll get better later on. We'll sign De Mayo, and we'll go ahead and get those queued up. Provincial government, Kingdom of Greece, would like to do their own thing. You know, actually, yeah, might as well. I think this will be for the better. That way I don't have to waste garrison and guns. So they have our blessing. Let's grab the war industrialist. That's going to help us build some mills. Thinking of actually moving some of these infrastructures down here. We're going to go ahead and continue to build infrastructure while we still have the Italian highways, 25% modifier. Until then, or after that rather, we'll switch to mills entirely. Alright, so France has dropped its guarantee for Yugoslavia here, so let's go ahead and grab our claim state of Montenegro. It's going to take 115 days. Now we do have some naval XP as well, so let's go ahead and hop in here and see if we can build a better screen vessel. Our destroyer that we're currently rocking is not great, so we need to update this design. So we only have the 36 hull at the moment, but that's fine. Let's go ahead. Let's see what AI recommends. Not that great. So let's make some changes here. Alright, and we'll also put some torpedoes on the back end here, and let's give it another rapid fire gun. Okay, now it's a little bit pricey, but it's going to allow us to have a better chance of screening, and also we'll be able to put a lot more torpedoes in the water. It's by no means a perfect design for a destroyer, but it is sure as a heck a lot better than we're currently rocking. Okay, well, we're preparing for our little war with Yugoslavia. Now, it is June of 37, and we may have just gotten lucky sneaking in our war goal underneath the radar before the UK can justify, or can guarantee, rather, Yugoslavia. Which, I'm a little surprised it's 28 world tension. We've created 24.3. Trying to get this war kicked off before the war in China starts. Our justification is the 29th of June. So, yeah, this is, you know, gotten a little bit lucky here, but if we're lucky enough, we're going to call in Yugoslavia, Romania, and Czechoslovakia into this war. It is a war for the ages, and Italy will come out triumphant. Don't worry about that. Now, that doesn't always work. Sometimes you'll get guarantees a little more often. I've been extremely lucky so far, but let's see if our luck holds. Your mileage may vary. All right. Excellent. Okay, we've just gotten our justification for Dalmatia. So the UK, nobody in the Allies is guaranteeing Yugoslavia, just Czechoslovakia and Romania. So let's go ahead and call that war. So, boy, oh boy, things just got spicy here. So let's go ahead and take what little Air Force we do have here. Let's merge them up so they can be a little bit more efficient. And let's go ahead and get those boys set. Alright, so Yugoslavia has called Czechoslovakia as our enemy here. That's great. They may try to push us a little bit, but we do have this large river here. So we can certainly hold them back if they do try to push us. Looks like we're holding Zara pretty well. If we can move in around them and grab Zagreb. I don't know what we're doing here. We are not doing it very well. And okay. Perfect. Yeah, look at that. We've got a little bit of encirclement here. So, hey, you know what? I will take it. Every bit of their army that we can encircle will help us out in the long run. So, now we have been building anti-air. Let's go ahead and see if we can equip some of those. Probably don't have enough, not even close. That's fine. We'll go ahead and we're going to get that sorted out here sooner than later anyway. So don't you worry about that. Building new factories all the time. And let's go ahead and get more queued up here. Fantastic. Okay, so we've grabbed that port here. Let's go ahead and get the lines reset. We do have some of these fast tanks here, so let's see if we can get around and grab some of this territory before. Remember, if we can encircle, we can destroy, right? So, just keep on keeping on. We are holding pretty well. And I do think they have lost some pretty good losses here. Let's see here. So, Yugoslavia, 198,000 to 20,000. I will take that. So, they have no army left. Up here and grab the supply hub at Timisoara. That will be a great thing. It's always well guarded, so we'll have to see about doing, if we can get around that is. Yeah, so they don't really have, and yep, of course, Yugoslavia has just capitulated, so we're going to go ahead and take everything. We're also going to take their navy. Fantastic. So now the lines are all sorts of odds, so let's go ahead and form new Field Marshal order here. And we'll just see if we can sneak around and snipe Budapest here. Or Bucharest, I'm sorry. More pressure we can put on them, the better. And we have sniped Bucharest, but let's, we don't want to get encircled. It's a very precarious situation here at the moment, so we'll have to be careful about that. Let's get our tank, see if we can grab the supply hub as well. How are we doing? Stockpiles aren't great, but that's okay. We are building new factories all the time, and we will get this sorted out. Okay, we've got the supply hub here. We're building up an extra rail line just for, good measure. Just as I take the rail lines, of course, but, hey, whatever. Decisions were made. I don't really care as long as we get supply. That's all that matters, frankly. So let's just go ahead and get some supply queued up here. And we do want to try to grab this other supply hub up here. It is crucial. The problem is that the Czechs have quite a bit of defenses in place, so that's going to be a bit of a problem. Now, if we can break this tile here, grab that supply hub, we'll be in pretty good shape here. We do have a little bit of a encirclement here, so let's go ahead and actually make use of that. Okay, and some more, and Romania has popped. Great. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take all of this territory here, and but we're going to leave Bessarabia, South Bessarabia, and Bukovina because I don't want to have to deal with the Soviets. Okay, that looks good. We've also taken their navy, so let's go ahead and confirm that as well. So now we do have Romania here. They'll be gobbled up by the Soviet Union, and we won't have to worry about going to war or anything, so that'll be fine. That's going to be Germany's problem. Just keep the pressure up. If you've broken them, just keep it up and keep pushing until we can grab those supply hubs. They are starting to get fresh reinforcements. We are starting to slow down a bit. All right, great. So we do have the supply hub now. Let's go ahead and make sure that's just set to motorized. Now, I know if you do set your motorization priority to, highest priority, it is going to automatically do that for you. We actually do have a bunch of trucks. Let's go ahead and do that. We are well set, so that way we don't have to worry about that anymore. So we might be able to break it. It is tough going here. Of course, it's in the mountains. It's in winter. It's very cold, and supply is terrible. So let's see here. Can we break through with our mountaineers and grab Zelina? That's what we really need to do. Okay, we've gotten the Rome Flying School, which is going to reduce the chances of our Air Force commanders, dying in an accident. So all very good things. Let's also go ahead and some good ones here. Let's get our alliance going. Now, we were falling further and further behind in stockpiles, but if we can, it's always the hardest going to breaking through these tiles right here. But if you can do that and get to that supply hub, it'll be over. And it's the AI, so they're just spamming last stands. So, as they do, nothing new about that. Okay, great. We've got Zelina, so that is the major supply hub here. So let's go ahead and make sure we have supply for that. And at this point, they should start to crumble. All right, we've got the airport. Great. Let's see if we can break this tile. Let's take Prague. Go, go, go. Now, we've taken a lot more casualties fighting through Czechoslovakia than I would have liked, but it is what it is. All right, great. Czechoslovakia has capitulated. So let's go ahead and let's take everything except for the Sudetenland, because Germany is going to want to come for that, and I don't want to have to deal with that as well. So Italy continues to grow large. Hey, let's see. Hungary, do you, what do you guys think? Do you want to join our faction? I know you do. Let's grab the Cult of the Duce. And let's see if we can maybe get a non-aggression pact with the German Reich. All right. So let's take a little stock of the things currently as they stand. So we have defeated Ethiopia. We've defeated Austria, Yugoslavia, Romania, and Czechoslovakia. And we're just getting started here. And what we've done is we've done a number of things. One, and of course we've grown our economy, twofold, including getting all the resources we need and the oil that we need for our navy. But also, most importantly, we have deprived Germany of critical land that they need to, boost their industry early on. So without Austria, without Czechoslovakia, at least most of it, they do have cores on the Sudetenland. They're going to be pretty hurt. The Munich Agreement. Look at that. So while Eastern Sudeten, so I guess they just automatically grabbed that from us, which is interesting. We didn't have any say in it, so that's strange. But they have gobbled up Czechoslovakia, so they have gotten what they wanted, and now they are happy. So, I think that's probably good. That keeps us out of a war for the time being. So now we can do Man of Providence, which is great because it's going to give us some more political power gain, which we don't really necessarily need, some stability. But then it's going to open up this side of the tree here where we can work our way down to the Capo Supremo. Also, alternatively, we could go ahead and grab security militias at the moment, and then also kind of work down our main tree here towards Greater Italy. So, a lot of things that we can pick here. But let's go ahead and get started with Man of Providence. All right, we've expanded the Italian army, so that's great. We've gotten some bonuses here as well. All right, so let's go ahead and get rid of some of these lines here. I want to try to catch up our numbers here when it comes to equipment. That way we can focus on port guards next. Of course, they are still just 12 width, but I think at this point we can go ahead and update this template here. So our kind of base defensive infantry is going to be something like this here. We're going to have shock troops as well, but for our main hold the line forces, 18 combat with some support companies will be just fine. Okay, so this is what I have currently for template for my initial build out of our shock troops. Not the greatest template yet, of course, but we create what we can afford at the time and everything. This is going to do decently well. I'd like to see if I can try to get that organization up a little bit here. I would add more infantry, maybe move this up to 30 with infantry, but our numbers right now for our equipment we're a little far behind, so we're just going to go ahead and rock this for the time being. One thing I did forget about, we do need some trains. We are a fair number of trains behind, so let's get some trains queued up as well. Can we grab the Balearic Islands, huh? I don't know. We didn't help out the Spanish. They're probably going to say no, but maybe we'll get a free war goal on it. Oh, this is so funny. Spain gave up the islands despite us not doing anything for them. That is amazing. And just like that, Portugal has accepted our invitation to join the Italian League. Excellent. I don't know how much value that is at the moment, but nevertheless, we will take it. Why not? And it looks like Germany's done the thing. So, yep. That's why we can't have nice things. And the war has kicked off. Yeah, Poland's really holding on here. It's August of 39. Wow. Granted, the timeline is a little exaggerated at this point, but, they are really holding out. Now, Germany's just about ready to defeat France. So after they do that, we need to start planning what our operation is going to look like against Germany. I could be very sneaky and wait until they go into the Soviet Union, and then we can attack from many sides. That may not be a bad idea, but we will see how it works out. Let's grab whatever this is. This is going to give us some extra political power, not that we need it, but continue to work our way down the focus tree. Fantastic. We're going to go ahead and strengthen the regime now. The battles for economic independence have shown that fascism is not a weak and soft ideology. Well, about that. All right, let's go ahead and grab it. It's going to give us some more traits for the leader. All right. France has capitulated finally. And it looks like, the Reich has expended almost 1 million men, taking Poland, France, and the Low Countries. Not looking good, Germany. Not looking good. All right, we've strengthened the regime. Excellent, giving us more recruitable pop and also more stability and all the other good stuff. So let's go ahead and we need to choose the next focus here, and that is going to be war with Greece. Yep, the old clash of the Titans is back. Now, our alliance hasn't generated a lot of world tension. In fact, we really haven't generated any world tension at all, as I formed the faction after the war. But there's a chance that the Allies might guarantee Greece, or Greece joins the Allies after the war kicks off, which, it's a risk we're going to have to take. But if we're really lucky, we might be able to sneak in there. All right, we have war with Greece focus complete. Before we hop into that, let's go ahead and choose our next one. Boy, this is a... what do we do here? What do we do? So we have the proverbial line in the sand here. We could go and reform the Roman Empire. It's not really this run, though. I was kind of envisioning towards a greater Italy type of run. So let's go ahead and choose that. If you guys would be interested in a Roman Empire Let's Play, let me know in the comments down below. I'd be interested in maybe taking another whack at that. It's been a few years since I formed Rome, so see what the new strategies are for that. It's looking pretty good. We are doing a decent amount of damage. And yep, okay. And one thing you have to remember if you're fighting against Greece, they do actually have some long-range bombers. They're outdated, but they'll start bombing Italy almost immediately, which is pretty peculiar, but it is what it is. So we're going to go ahead and put that up here. Instead, we're going to go ahead and punch through the Thessaloniki, and we need to grab that supply hub ASAP. Okay, great. So now that we have that, let's go ahead and get you boys going up north here. Fantastic. And Greece still hasn't joined the Allies. They may, well, hopefully they never do. They do actually have a surprising number of troops now, but we have made it to Athens, so it does not matter. And we have better anti-tank. Fantastic. Let's also go ahead and take this opportunity to go ahead and add support anti-tank to the defensive troops here. We should have enough, and we do. Fantastic. We'll also add them to our shock troops as well, but then until we can get a little more caught up in our stockpiles, we'll have to wait on that. All right, Greece is capped. Fantastic, and they didn't join the Allies, so we're going to go ahead and take everything, and we'll go ahead and take what's left of their fleet for good measure. Fantastic. And we do actually, excellent. So I'm going to bring these guys up to 33 combat with. I kind of like that. Not the most optimal, of course, but they can do a fair amount of punching above their weight. Let's get some more shock troops queued up. We're going to have to increase our conscription laws. That's fine. Willing to do that. All right, let's go ahead and also grab the militia, the colonial militia down here as well. It's going to go ahead. I don't really care about the militia organization, but what it's going to do is give us another 10% to our non-core manpower, which is always good as Italy. And for our shock troops here, these are good. I don't know if there would be any benefit to adding onto them. Now, we could add assault battalions to our main troops. I'm not really sure if that is the right move, though. It will hurt the organization a fair bit, but it really does a ton for soft attack. It adds 11.4 to soft attack, 28.9 to defense. I think we're going to go with it. All right, Germany has done the thing. Germany breaks the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact, and they're going in February. Are you kidding me? Do you see the weather outside? Are you guys crazy? What are you doing? Our logistics are straining a little bit for trains, so let's go ahead and see if we can deal with that a little bit here. And then in the meantime, well, they're not being... no trains assigned, so that would be part of the problem. Alright, some more of our shock troops. Hopefully they will be enough to punch through the mountains here. Alright, army leaders now, so we do have some extra modifiers here to fixing our issues of our army. I think at this point, we're going to go ahead and leave it, and we're going to declare war on the Reich to take back our territory that we have decided that it's ours, and we'll be able to then do these modifiers for our Army, Navy, and Air Force, since we'll be at war with a major power. Okay, so let's go ahead and cancel that non-aggression pact. Now they may immediately come for us. And yeah, let's go ahead and declare war on Vichy, use that goal that we have. And now we're at war with the Axis. All right, let's go ahead and see if we can punch through a little bit here. Punching through to Krakow. And yeah, great. We're making some inroads there. We've moved through Nice already. So let's go ahead. We're doing all right. Okay, now that we have supply in North Africa here, we need to get some rail lines built. All right, we are moving through like a knife through butter. Like a knife through butter. How are we trading the air? Yeah, we're doing okay. I don't know where their army is. at the moment, but it is not here. We need to get to Danzig. We'll just keep pushing, and we're going to go through here, and I need you to move down here. We got to go all the way to Alger. Now, we'd effectively cut the line here, which I'm happy with, but I really, really, really want Danzig. Let's go ahead and move our shock troops here, and we're going to see if we can close the noose here. Meet up with our Soviet friends. Looks like we are holding. They haven't been able to breach our line, well, a little bit here and there, but for the most part, we are holding. And we are taking the opportunity to crush them. We did lose a guy in a crash. That's fine. We'll go ahead and replace him. That's okay. I mean, it's not okay, but, you know. We are pushing them back everywhere. I think a good portion of their army has got to be entrapped over here in the east. I'm not seeing it. But it's here somewhere. And, yep, Vichy has surrendered. That is awesome. Come on, Soviets. You want to meet up, don't you? Of course you do. We're going to be able to free up a bunch of troops to head to the west, and that is good for us. Liberation of Paris, they really don't have anything left. Not much left in the tank. That went surprisingly well. A lot better than I thought it was going to. We've made some pretty good gains, and we just have complete aerial supremacy here. So I'm liking where we are. The lines are extremely thin. We may do a full-out push with the line, but I want to move our troops, our shock troops first and foremost, up here to do most of the heavy lifting. Yeah, these shock troops are doing surprisingly well. I am actually blown away. I didn't think they were going to do very well at all, actually. So, well done, well done. And just our basic troops with our assault divisions in there are doing the heavy lifting too. They're not terrible. I usually do a little bit more micro than this, but frankly, our troops are doing pretty well. I haven't really seen any need. And move into Berlin. Excellent. We've grabbed Berlin. They've got to be close. Let me see. Yeah, they've taken 2.85 million casualties. We've taken 256,000 total. Yeah, we've caused 1.2 million casualties. I would say we're definitely hitting above our weight class. Okay, and let's go ahead and have you boys... Yeah, we'll just have you come through here. That's fine. Yeah, I see a little sneaky naval invasion here. Germany. I don't think so. And boom! The German Reich is defeated. And look at that. We've got a healthy amount of points here. Let's see if we can get up to some nonsense. All right, boys. Well, we have done it. We have peace. Peace at last. It is a terrible mess of a world, but Italia, led by our friend Benito Mussolini, controls all of Europe, including what was the German Reich. We are the dominant force in Europe. We have a good sizable economy with more mobilizing every day, and we are unmatched in Europe. We have kind of a weird situation with Soviet France, but forget about that. We could challenge the Allies at this point to take more of the territory in Africa, and maybe that sort of thing turn into kind of a world conquest sort of thing. However, I've been playing for about 5 hours, and I'm not really too interested in continuing a world conquest against the Allies where I have to defeat the United States. However, I mean, we could potentially do that. We do have a very sizable fleet now that we were able to steal in the peace conference, but nevertheless, we've done out what we've sought to do. We have taken out the big fascist daddy in Europe. Germany is no more. Italy stands mighty and tall, and we control Europe. So if you guys have enjoyed the playthrough today, please give it a like and consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so already. That's the best way to stay up to date on when I drop new Ahoy content, is to subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell icon too, so you'll be notified when I do post that new content. But anyways, I've been Greg the Gamer. I hope you guys enjoyed today's content, and I will be back with you very soon. Take care, guys. Later.